I was watching a dog training video, and the content creator reminded us that dogs, under stress or depending on their breed, act out in unhealthy ways. Got it. Patience and skill are required. People are the same. Some, depending on their neurodivergent wiring, past trauma can act out in unhealthy ways. How do we spot it, and what do we do? Let's get into it. Let's learn how to spot the four most common indicators of neurodivergent brains and key actions to help them. Spotting neurodivergent adults can be challenging, as it encompasses a wide spectrum of behaviors and characteristics. Here are some indicators that may help you recognize neurodivergence in adults. Sign 1. Uncomfortable in social interaction. They might struggle with eye contact, have difficulty reading body language, or find social situations challenging. They might not be Rain Man, but certainly feel stressed in social situations compared to others, as indicated by eye contact, reserved body language, and avoiding social situations. What can you do? 3 key actions matter a great deal. First, be patient. They don't process the world like you do. Second, when communicating, use clear and simple language. Others may love your witty remarks, but the neurodivergent prefer simplicity and clarity. Third, adjust the environment if possible. Limit noise or unnecessary social interaction. With one team member, we slid the food under the door, so to speak, and limited face-to-face interactions. His productivity improved because we met him where he is. Sign 2. Intense focus. Look for signs of intense focus or expertise in specific interest areas. In other words, they drill into areas of interest and expertise at a level that most others don't. I just wasn't connecting with a team member until I asked him about a topic of interest to him. Talk about turning on a faucet. While I was an inch deep and a mile wide in my expertise, he was a mile deep in some key areas. That brings us to key action number 1, which is to appreciate the differences and meet them where they are. Once I understood what the neurodivergent brought to the table, we worked well together. This brings me to key action number 2, and that is to avoid negative labels. We all process the world differently, and those differences are strengths, not the reason for ridicule. Sign 3. Sensory sensitivities or preferences. Pay attention to how adults react to sensory stimuli such as loud venues, bright lights, or crowded places. In 2nd grade, my son was assigned to a high-energy teacher who believed that students needed sensory stimulation to feel motivated to learn. It was a great idea for many students, except it did the opposite for my son. The teacher just didn't understand, so we moved him to a more predictable, muted environment and gave him headphones to wear most of the day. Problem solved. Again, meet people where they are. If we're attentive to the needs of others, especially the neurodivergent, everyone wins. Sign 4. Emotional regulation issues. Look for signs of emotional dysregulation. Neurodivergent adults might find it challenging to regulate their emotions, leading to mood swings or emotional outbursts. FBI hostage negotiators remind us that no one, especially neurodivergent individuals, calms down when we tell them to calm down. So don't do that. Got it? Okay, but what do we do when a team member, partner, or friend is showing signs of emotional dysregulation? Start with a patient, calm, and understanding posture. You seemed stressed. What's going on? Meeting their intensity with calm is a start, and you also need to give them clear boundaries to navigate their emotions. You might say, I understand that you're stressed, and I suggest we talk about this when the dust settles a bit. Or you might calmly communicate boundaries. I understand that you're feeling stressed right now, I get it, and I'm not open to being disrespected, yelled at, or threatened. Your calm tone with understanding, yet staying assertive, is exactly what they need. Back to the FBI hostage negotiators, they usually lead with, help me understand what got us here, but also being clear about boundaries. It's both understanding, staying calm, and asserting clear boundaries. In summary, neurodiversity is a broad spectrum, and each person's situation is unique. And awareness of these signs fosters understanding and a more skillful response when interacting with neurodivergent adults. Thanks for joining us today at the Change Capability Institute.